Okay, for this one, we are going to be looking at your Instagram highlights. So these are the little buttons here that go along, and I'm just going to pop into one. I don't even remember what's in here now. I need to go through mine. So, oops. So this is stuff that is taken from my stories. So a lot of these are testimonials about how I've worked with people to up-level the game in their business. And then this is the next highlight. So it just automatically goes through as people are scrolling through. So this is a mini training highlight. It's a different highlight, but oftentimes people will just keep scrolling through. So this is your mini website on your Instagram. And we don't need to do any more of that. But you can see I have your business, mini training, your message, because my signature course is Content by Design, teaching people how to create content based on their specific human design. Unjaded is my podcast. Mini readings, which I didn't even realize that was still there. This is just the sales page for a mini reading. What I've done is I have taken some of my sales pages and made them into actual highlights on here. A free workshop. Manuscript is my main offer through Bodygraph chart. So I'm putting testimonials over. And then we moved into the next one, which is all of the freebies. So it's really great idea to have a freebie highlight because that's going to get people into your world and into your email list. Another thing that you really want to have is client wins. If you have testimonials from clients, even if you have to, and it pains me to say this, but even if you have to do a little bit of work pro bono to get some testimonials, it can be a really good idea. And then my story, which I realized when I went through this earlier, is that it needs to be updated. So I much prefer just to have a story that's actually you in more candid shots. This is actually a story that I had created in Canva for something else, and I realized that it needs to be updated. So this is a mini website. Why? Because when someone comes to your feed, oftentimes they are going to go to your highlights. They'll look at your bio. Mine needs to be changed again, but they'll look at your bio, and do you notice what's missing? What's missing in mine right now? Since I changed it, I'm missing my call to action. And that is because I've just created a new report in Bodygraph Chart, a free guide to your hidden money makers in your design. And we were waiting to have it put in here. So I actually just emailed my VA on Friday and I'm like, hey, that's still not on my bio. So that's coming. Anyway, your highlights are taken from your stories. So I'm going to show you how to do them. Anytime that you have a story, let's just go to my story. So when your profile picture has a pink circle around it there, you know that you have a live story. If I did want to put this in a highlight, then I could just click on the three little buttons where it says more, and then I could go to highlight. And if I hit highlight, it's going to bring up a list of my highlights, and I just click on the one that I want to put it in. So that's one way that you can get things into your highlights. And then there's another new and fancy way here where when you click on the plus sign, you see where it says Reel, Post Story, Story Highlight. So if you click on Story Highlight, you can go back through. I'm not sure how far back it goes. I didn't check. But you can go back through all of your stories and you can pull anything that you want for any of your highlights. So that could be a really good way to do it. You can go in and actually pull things from your archive of stories, which is kind of cool. So that's all you need to know for setting up your highlights. I'm going to challenge you today. I know I said I wouldn't do homework, and the homework is really thinking about what you would like to have here, but also don't overthink it, okay? If you know you have a podcast or you've guested on a podcast, go ahead and make a podcast highlight and do a couple of stories in there. And the thing about these highlights is that you can build on them over time. So the next time I do a mini training, I can click on my story. Let's just see. Say I want to add a story. We'll do this goofy one. And that I want to put that in a highlight now. Oopsie, not there. Oh, I don't want to share it. So once I share it, then I'm going to have that button come up that says that I can save it to a highlight. So you are going to be able to continue to put into these. They will hold 100 story tiles. So once you get over that, then you're going to have to clean them up if you want to be able to keep putting new stuff in, or you can just start a new highlight. So lots of fun to be had here. Think about what you need the most for highlights. At least you're going to need your freebies, your free human design chart and or lead magnets. if you have a podcast, if you have a live offer right now, and something about you. But challenge yourself to see if you can actually make yourself do one of these things or start one of these highlights today, because it really is your website on Instagram. It is a beautiful free gift that we get to use.